Oh, all right, let's go. Welcome back. This is episode 12. Yeah,
Is it? I thought it was
yeah,
13. Damn it.
it is 13. Is it 13? Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. I mean,
One day we'll
it's
get it right.
yeah, yeah. We should actually discuss before we start which episode it is so we can get it right.
So
Anyway,
we're learning how to be podcasters live with you guys.
yeah, yeah. Then, as you can see, we don't edit anything. So this is the real
No.
deal. What you see is what you get. So I know what you're thinking right now. I'm amazed. But before we get started, I do want to mention something, Daniel. That first of all, I'm William the teacher. It says this is my last name. I didn't even change it today, and this is my brother.
Daniel Nowotnik, Beard on the Trail.
Yeah, and I met a lot of people this past Saturday. Well, once this comes out, it's going to be a few weeks past, but a lot of people came out to me and said, "I watch your show. It was amazing. A lot,
What?
yeah, a
You
lot of
met our
senior
fans?
citizens. Yeah, this was at a country club, and at the clubhouse, and a lot of people did. And a few people did mention to me that they don't want to sign in, they don't want to subscribe. That's not their thing, but they do watch it.
Okay.
So
We're getting the
that could
views.
be just so and then
All
some
right.
people watch it together and everything else like that. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's taking the time out of their day to watch this. I mean, it's wonderful. We really appreciate it. Whether it's great if you comment, it's great if you subscribe, it's great if you like, but even if you just watch, thank you very much, and thanks for letting us
Yes.
know. So now, elephant in the room.
There's a huge elephant, like what do you call it? A gallon? A gallon? Is it a gallon hat? Is that what they call it? Or is that's not as big as a gallon, is it?
No, I don't know. It's definitely not a 10-gallon hat, but why
Oh,
in the
10.
world am I wearing a cowboy hat today?
That's what I'm wondering. And I guess I put you up to it at some point.
Yeah.
My vague memory was we should run our next run in cowboy hats because of where it's located. And our next race, which we plugged, I think either a couple episodes or so ago or recently, is in Hemet, California. William, why is Hemet, California significant to both you and I?
That's a
You and
that's
me?
a great question. Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time there as when you were a little bit younger, I was, teenager, but it was around 1988, 89, when our grandmother moved from Los Angeles out to Hemet. She had some friends out in Hemet, and grandfather passed away in 1988, and
Hmm.
she moved, got out of the big city and
Right.
moved to where a lot of her friends were, and she could find people. She first moved to San Jacinto, and
That's right.
then made her way over to Hemet and lived there for uh, quite a few years, over 25, about 25 years.
Mhm.
I would guess 20, 23, 25 years. And so when we saw this race coming up, we were looking for our next one, and Daniel said, well, "Hey, how about this?" And then his idea was that we would do something cowboy-esque for Grandma. And
Yeah.
I just mentioned Daniel; she just moved from Los Angeles. What's so cowboy-esque about Grandma?
No, that's a great. She was very much a hook 'em horns kind of gal, and what I mean by that, yeah, what I mean by that is she was a Texan through and through. You can't you can take the girl out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the girl.
Yeah.
That was our grandma. So she moved with our grandfather to Los Angeles after the war at some point. I don't remember what year exactly that was, but very much has always claimed Texas as her pride and joy. And she was very much loved a good hoedown and loved a
Oh
good
yeah.
cowboy hat, cowgirl hat.
Yeah. And so we thought of how we could like honor her while we do this. And we thought about maybe belt buckles or,
Oops.
matching t-shirts. Boots were never in consideration.
What? I think
Yeah.
I said it, and then you said no.
Yeah. But I thought the cowboy hats might work. And so I got this one, and then it turns out Daniel never got a cowboy hat. So who knows? I'll be the only one out there wearing a cowboy hat on this endurance run, which I won't be running, I'll be walking. It's called Boundiful
Mhm.
Endurance, and it's taking place in Hemet, California. And we're pretty excited about it. When
Mhm.
was the last time you were in Hemet?
Gosh, it's been forever. I mean, I've driven through countless times when mom used to live up in Cherry Valley, which if you don't take the freeway, you get off the freeway, you go through Hemet to get there. Probably last time is when I went up there.
Yeah,
So
mine was
years.
Saturday. So,
Is
uh,
it- How
yeah,
does it
and
look? How does it have a look? Did you check out the chorus by chance?
no, no, I actually didn't. I wasn't actually in Hemet proper. I was a little bit, probably more in San Jacinto, Paris area.
Mhm.
But yeah, I did pass a lot of different cow farms that we've talked about, and
Mhm.
definitely rolled down my window and smelled it all in, and said, "Freedom, let's go,
Run!
sisters. Come on, come with me." You know. And that's the big mistake I made at that on that other video we were talking about, the Thanksgiving one, where I talked about cow farms and saying, "Come on, brothers," but there's no brothers out there. It's all the sisters because
I never thought about that because I
no,
think you ended up saying brothers and then sisters, maybe. But
no,
that's
I just
funny.
said
Yeah, those are all
brothers.
female. Those are all female cows. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
dairy.
that's a dairy farm. That's these are dairy farms. Those are all female cows. So,
I never thought about that
but
till right now.
they looked up and said, "Oh, there goes William." Okay, yeah, that's it. But they didn't join me. They didn't run. But yeah, it's one of those places that does bring back a lot of memories. A happy hour at the Acapulco, different all these different parties that we'd have with the hoedowns and the things like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And given the fact that it shouldn't be too hot, is going to
Mhm.
be great. But I am a little concerned about how cold it's going to be. Um, you know, the night prior,
Right.
looks like we'll be
Hmm.
camping and,
Yep.
camping the night before and then getting up early and starting at 7 a.m. So,
Right. Right.
um, you know, and then it ends at 7 a.m. on Sunday. So start 7 a.m.
Right.
Saturday, finish at 7 a.m. Sunday. If you were curious about the map, I mean, you kind of see that. That's the
That's the
loop.
course right there.
Yeah, it's a 1 mile loop, and we alluded to this before. So it's going to get monotonous. It's going to get tedious. It's going to get pretty
Hmm.
boring. So we're going to have to find ways to keep it interesting. It looks like to be a very nice location, but it's a farm, and there are
Hmm.
trees. But I imagine the trees are all going to be kind of similar. I'm not sure. We'll have to get out there and figure it out. But as compared to Pirates Cove, which was more wilderness, I guess you could
Yep.
say,
Forested.
forest and variety of different things and stuff like that. We'll see how this gets going. But unlike you know Pirates Go, this is going to be relatively flat.
Right.
According to the website, it's 50-foot gain on the lap. So
Did we
that's
ever fact check the elevation gain per lap on Pirates Cove? Was it 150 feet or something?
it was more than 50, but yeah,
Yeah, right.
I don't
So
know.
we don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, no, it should be
I
flatter.
thought it might have
Uh,
been 200. You know,
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure that out
it
because
doesn't
I think
matter. It was like this anyway.
well,
So
I want to do the math so I'm mentally prepared on whatever hill we're going to have or slight hills we might have up and
I think
down.
it's just going to
But
be
yeah,
like this.
gradual. Okay.
Yeah.
And according to the vegetation from the picture, who knows when this aerial shot was taken? The trees could be bare in November for all we know. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't even know what kind of trees they are. So we're kind of going to this pretty blind.
But
Um,
I will say this because
yeah,
I know you mentioned weather, cold should be cool, cold temperatures. So I have done two races that I did camp out. One, both of them were I did in my car, so I didn't do it like a tent or anything, which I may or may not do for this. I haven't decided yet. And so the chilliness when I did the Idlewild one, which was Beyond Limits Ultra, they call it Blue BLU. And that one, it was snowing the night before. And so it was so freaking cold for me, right? We live here in California, Southern California, and flat. It's a part of Southern California and San Diego area. It was so freezing. And so my body wasn't quite prepared for it, but you just layer up. And then once you get going, the coolness is going to be our advantage.
yeah,
It's just that
absolutely.
nighttime part.
Yeah,
Nighttime's gonna is gonna stink, especially as you said, the monotony of going around in a loop when it could be, who knows, in the 30s.
could be. I mean, I think it's going to be relatively mild. I don't think we're going to be
Yeah.
that cold. I think
Okay,
probably
good.
probably in the 40s. But
Okay.
um, but that'll be definitely the advantage is going to be the coolness. But I just want to fight against something you say that we live in a flat area. Anyone who's
Well,
walked all
no,
over
I didn't
San
mean I
Diego
didn't mean
like I
flat.
have, we
I
have
meant low
canyon after canyon
elevation.
after canyon after canyon. Okay,
Low
trust me,
elevation
I'm
is
the
what I meant.
streetwalker. I've done it. Um, but yeah, low elevation.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
So
Yeah, not
yeah,
not flat.
not like Idlewild, which is what is that, 4 or 5 thousand feet?
Yeah, I think that race because it wasn't up the I wasn't up the mountain, but I want to say it was around 4,000.
Yeah, it's a big difference. And
No, huge.
that's the thing. Pirates Cove was a little bit higher to where I
Hmm.
think Hemet, California, I think is probably 2,000 or something like that. I mean,
If that, because I remember it goes into kind of a valley, right? I feel
yeah,
like it
but
might be even lower.
it's well above sea level. But
Yeah, it's above sea level, but yeah, I would say no more than 2,000, that's for sure.
okay, well, someone can look
I'm
it up and
guessing.
let us know.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
So anyway, how you doing as far as getting ready for this thing?
I'm not ready at all. Like, yeah, I'm certainly like you, probably gonna walk most of it. My cardio, just I know health wise, I've been a lot better over these last 4 weeks or so. I've only run once, and I was huffing and puffing so hard when I did it. So I'd be curious to kind of see how I am this week going on a run just to test it out before.
Mhm.
But I've been on my feet a lot, so I've been doing like 14 to 15,000 steps a day. Trying to just increase that little by little and just making sure my feet are kind of used to standing. So that is something I've been kind of working on because I know it's going to be a lot of loops, but I'm approaching it. My goal again is to do a marathon in the entire time and taking a lot of breaks if I get too winded. And then yourself, I follow you on Instagram, so I know you're getting after your long walks. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's been my goal to kind of get more off the streets, right, and do different
Hmm.
things. So a few weeks ago, I climbed my first mountain, and
Yeah.
Cowles Mountain. It was really challenging for me because I'm used to going up and down hills, and sometimes I think
Hmm.
I am climbing mountains, but you're not until you actually do it. So, and just getting out in the dirt, getting in the rocks, this is going to be
Hmm.
really a lot easier than that, right? I mean, so,
Right.
but this is going to be according to the website and everything. It's going to be well packed dirt. There's not going to be any asphalt. There's not going to be any sidewalks. So it should be what all the things that I've done. It should be easier, right?
Right.
And so if I'm getting myself into continuing to do my long walks throughout San Diego
Hmm.
on the streets, and then get off onto some trails and
Hmm.
get some more trail walking in, that'll all be gravy. But I do think, at least looking at the pictures and according to the website, that this is going to be really easy as far as
Right.
the footing goes and everything else like
Hmm.
that. It looks to be, just going down a country road, a well-paved country road. Here's the
Hmm.
thing, Daniel, it just rained cats and dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know about
That
this? We just had
that
the
it
storm of
just
the
rained.
century here in
It
Southern
wasn't that
California.
bad. It wasn't that bad down here, but up there it could have been pretty bad because
No, no,
I
it's
found
it's a
out.
Southern California, my friend. It's the storm of the century if it rains more than an inch. Okay. Jeez Louise. It was but yeah, I mean a lot of the roads were flooded. I
Really.
was just like I said, I was just up there. So we're gonna have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It can dry out, but the rain is forecast throughout the couple weeks leading up to it. So we're gonna see how that goes,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, it is supposed to rain next or this week, right? Too on and off.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into next week just yet, because we're still a little far out from the 10-day forecast, aren't we?
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to be the only thing I'm really curious as to about, is to see how that affects the footing,
Hmm.
and if
Right.
are we going to be looking at a lot of mud and a lot of puddles and things like that,
Hmm.
because that would not be good for me. You know
And why isn't it good for you?
why? Because I'm normally walking on sidewalks, okay, with
Gotcha.
with
It's
pretty
the
good
footing
footing.
of keeping it like still and
Yeah.
slipping and sliding. Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah,
that
even
was
walking
that's
on
a,
dry dirt or gravel or things like that. My shoes can have the grips and everything else like that. But when you're talking about slush and sludge and stuff like
do
that, that's
your
a different
shoes
story.
have any sort of like they call them there's a I think they call them lugs Lugs are just like the more technical shoe where it's more for off-roading of sorts for running, like trail running, or are they like a bit smoother on the bottom. It has grip, but it's not like as pronounced. They're almost like spikes in a way, but they're
Yeah, no,
rubber.
no, there's grip on it,
Uh,
and they're that's it for the shoes, but they're not
okay.
mutters.
Gotcha. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you might get money because I know from like shoe wise, and I can't remember. I have to look in my closet because I haven't looked at. I do have road shoes right now. My Hokas are road shoes, but I think this would require, even if without the rain, because it's going to be dirt, some sort of with a little bit more traction on it, and that would also help the slipping and sliding. Because when I did Idlewild race, because of the snow it was like sludge like the next morning like after or starting the race and spots it was just so nasty like where you can run and then so sometimes you have to like run on the grass get off the dirt part of the trail because it was like puddles everywhere it dried out during the day but it made it very difficult in certain spots where you were walking like slowly just to get across certain areas.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope that it is like the pictures.
Be like that's probably taken in this summer.
Yeah, but you don't want to do this in the summer. You die. I don't know if
No,
you're
oh yeah, because
familiar with
Hemet's
Hemet,
really hot.
California, but it's 100 degrees in the summer, and
Yeah.
we're talking the desert. Really, it's a desert.
Yep.
At the base of a mountain. I don't know. It's
Mount
whatever. Doesn't matter.
Sanderson.
San Jacinto, San Jacinto
Yeah,
Mountain. It's Mount San Jacinto. Makes
I think
sense.
so.
There's a little town called San Jacinto right next to it. Who knows?
Right. And
Anyway,
Idlewild in the background.
yeah, because people do come to this show for geography. And so we better make sure we get this right. Two geography based brothers, welcome. We're here to talk about geography,
Hemet.
mountains, Hemet. But no, it's exciting. I'm getting excited, but there's a few things I got to make sure take care of. Is making sure I haven't, you know, I'm going to
What
bring
are you
two different
sleeping
pairs
on?
of shoes this time. Bring layers and you know, some place to sleep.
I was gonna say, what are you sleeping on? You said I think before we started recording, you're in the market.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking to get a sleeping pad and hopefully a tent. But
Mm-hmm.
if you get a truck, then who knows? I might just sleep in the back of that thing. But
Hmm.
I'm hoping not to sleep that much. I mean, obviously the night before I'm going to have to, but I don't.
Right.
I'm not envisioning having a good night's sleep before this thing. Um,
Yeah.
I wish I could and get up fully rested and everything else like that, but I'll probably be, you know, ready to go,
Right.
and then throughout the 24 hours, if I can catch a few cat naps and things like that, that'll be great. But
Mm-hmm.
how it goes when you get in this thing. You've done it many times. I've done it once, and it's about finding time to rest, to just get your feet up. If you can
Hmm.
just get the pressure off the feet for a few minutes and
Right.
then get back and go do it again. But
Yeah. It does a
it's
world
gonna
of
be cool.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does a world of difference just getting those up for a minute or two. Would you ever consider going up the day of? And I think you said it starts at 7, so that would be pretty dang early coming from San Diego.
Yeah, well, considering that we're coming from two different places, I don't know if that's the best idea, but maybe, maybe.
Yeah. Because
But
you're just an early riser. That's what I was thinking. I always like going up the day before one because I like to scout. I like
yeah,
to scout the course, take a walk, check it out, kind of see my surroundings, even if I know it's not going to be the most restful sleep. I think mentally, I will freak out like morning of, like I don't want to go past my alarm, and then all of a sudden I'm like racing. I had I had a couple friends who did a 50, I think it was a 50-mile race in I want to say it was Washington State, and they had researched everything. They got an Airbnb. They weren't from that particular area of the state. And then when they get up in the morning, they had everything planned out, and they go there, they go to the spot, and they realized the location they put in their GPS was not the start of the race. it was an hour in a different direction. And so they ended up being late for the start, and that would have been my like worst nightmare. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's me. Yes, William.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, no way I'm going up the day of. No way. I
Yeah, I
would
didn't
be an
think so.
absolute wreck. I
I
need to
didn't think
go there. It's just like why I have to be 3 hours early to the airport. I need to make sure I get through security, and I usually have plenty of time, but I need to see the gate. I need to envision it. I have to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. I can envision it, I can plan it out, but once I see it, okay, the gate exists.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can go hang out and read a book or whatever, play on my phone. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like it's going to be much better to get up there night before, get into the right spot. And if you oversleep by a few minutes, oh, okay, great. But we're not going to
Right.
be lost or get there and find there's no place to
Yeah.
park or different things like that.
Yeah.
And everybody's different. So, I mean, you could take a poll if there's anybody watching who does these things. Are you the kind of person that goes there the night before, or do you get up early in the morning and just
Yeah.
go for it? Because I do get up early in the morning. Every day I'm up by, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Weekends
Hmm.
I might sleep until 5:30. So, it's not a big deal for me to get up at, a lot of times I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get on a plane. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
But yeah, I don't want to make a wrong turn. Um,
Right.
I'd rather do that the night before and make the wrong turn, and have all
Correct.
night to go find it. So anyway,
Yeah. I'm in that same camp with you, so we're right there
okay,
together.
good, good.
We get it
Sounds
from
good.
our mom and maybe our dad. I think both mom and dad are like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But mom watches, so she'll put a comment. Go ahead, mom, put a comment now. There you go.
I don't think she knows how. Mom, figure out how to put a comment.
She did put a comment last.
She
Come
did?
on, man. Yeah, she's a
She did?
commenter. Yeah, you
I
should
did not
watch.
see.
You should actually read the comments and respond instead of just one plant-based brother handling all this stuff.
You're doing it on behalf of ours, and I've given thumbs up. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got today, Daniel. Anything you want to
That's
add
great.
before we get out of here?
No, it's great. I mean, from the race, obviously, the recording is going to come out after we finish the race, I believe, or maybe the week we're doing it. But really, just looking forward to it. Excited to kind of see where we're both at, and hopefully we crush it.
Yeah, yeah, and we have goals, and we see how it goes. And this recording is definitely going to be after the race. It's going to come out, and then we'll have another one to tell you how it went, and
Yep.
give you more information about it, and figure out what happens. But it's one of those races where it's like a I don't know electronic bib or something like that, where it can track how many laps you do and stuff like that.
Yep. It can.
So I
Yeah, and
think
then you
people can
can.
follow along on the internet if you want to and see what.
Yes, we could hopefully post it either somewhere. I know on our Instagrams, at least of how to track. I know I'll post mine on how to track us, so that'll be fun.
There you
Beard on the
go.
trail.
And check out Beer on the Trail and go ahead and tag two plant-based brothers on that so I could repost your post and get it out there for the people who care about it. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Like I said, it
Thank
means
you.
a lot for everyone who watches and go ahead and leave a comment if you want to say run beard run. That would be great. He's beard on the trail now, but go ahead and put it. Walk teacher walk is a great hashtag to check out on Instagram, by the
Yeah.
way. Check it out. And we'll see what happens. All right. Until next time.
Peace.